Let's talk about something most successful professionals do not expect when they start exploring the idea of being their own boss. They're used to being great at what they do, but they unknowingly make some potentially costly mistakes when they start to build a business of their own. If you're a corporate professional thinking about starting something on your own, this video is going to save you months of frustration and potentially tens of thousands of dollars. If you're new here, I'm Jewell Staley. I'm a Wharton MBA and former Wall Street professional turned entrepreneur, and I help high-achieving professionals like you take what you already know and turn it into a business that aligns with the life that you actually want. In this video, I'm going to share 8 costly mistakes that I've seen corporate professionals make over and over when exploring entrepreneurship, so you can avoid them and have a much stronger start out of the gate. And if you want to take what I'm sharing even further, I've created a resource called Your First Step Framework, which I'll tell you more about at the end. So let's dive in. Mistake number 1, waiting for the perfect idea. Most people think that they need some kind of revolutionary idea to get started. But the reality is that some of the most successful businesses are simple businesses centered around one core skill. The perfect business is often based on skills you already have, whether those skills were gained on the job or outside the office. I actually know quite a few former corporate people who turned entrepreneur who actually built businesses that were completely unrelated to their current job. I'm an example. My real estate business had very little to do with my background in finance. It was based on a skill that I had innately developed outside of the office. So just remember, you only need one idea that solves a problem that other people value. Mistake number 2, believing corporate success automatically equals business success. So you've excelled in your career, but being great at your job does not mean that you automatically know how to attract clients or price your services or run a business. The good news, these are all learnable skills, but you have to approach entrepreneurship very differently than you do your career. One of my favorite books on this subject is called The E-Myth by Michael Gerber, where he talks about the difference between running a business, being an entrepreneur, and the skill set that it takes to be in the corporate world versus running a business. So I highly recommend picking up that book. It's called The E-Myth. Mistake number 3, overcomplicating the business model. I see professionals try to build the perfect brand, website, system, all before you even tested your idea. So here's the thing. You don't need all of that to make your first $5,000 or even $10,000. You need a clear offer. You need a person to help, and you need a way to deliver your service. So be careful not to waste tons of time and money on branding and design before you even know if the idea actually works. Instead, I encourage you to focus on making sure that you have a market for the business that you want to do and that it delivers value. And more importantly, how you're going to deliver that value to your clients. Mistake number 4, thinking you have to quit your job to start. Now, this is one that stops so many people, but you don't have to leap before you're ready. I'm all about transitioning and building a plan. I started while I was still working 60-hour plus weeks. And think about this, your 9 to 5 can fund your 5 to 9, right? Or your 5 to 10 or 12, however late you stay up. It's all about taking daily action, leveraging help wherever you can so you can make the most of your time while you're at work. Test your idea, make sure it's profitable. You'll make much smarter decisions when you have the cushion of your job to test and build your business with confidence. Mistake number 5, undercharging or working for free. Now, when you're new to business, a lot of newbie entrepreneurs fall into this one. It's very tempting to undercharge, but that kind of mindset is going to slow your growth. It's going to hurt your confidence, and more importantly, it's going to leave you feeling resentful when you end up working way more than you expected. I always like to think of it like this. You will do your best work when you're paid what you know you are worth. And remember, you're not a beginner, you're an expert. You're just learning how to position yourself differently in your own business. Moving on to mistake number 6, Mistake number 6 is relying completely only on your professional network. Now, while you may have built a great network within your job and your career and your industry, your network alone is not going to be enough. Now, your network may support you, but they may not buy from you. Now, with that being said, think about this. You can absolutely leverage your network for introductions and referrals. That's something that I certainly have done, and I teach the people who follow me in my community to do. But importantly, learn to clearly communicate to your network who you help, what you do, and how they can spot a great referral for you. So your first few clients might come from warm intros, but don't rely on that alone. That's what I want you to remember. Mistake number 7, letting perfectionism and imposter syndrome lead. This is a big one. Especially for high achievers, perfectionism often shows up as, I'm just preparing. But in reality, you're procrastinating. You're never going to have all the information. Make a decision with what you do know and move forward. You can't perfect something that never sees the light of day. So start before you feel ready. Progress beats perfect every single time. And let me remind you something. You've already achieved great things. You've earned the right to be here. So let that imposter feeling go. Last one, mistake number 8, trying to do it all alone. So if you're like me, you're used to being self-sufficient. However, entrepreneurship is different. It can be lonely, it can be confusing, and at times it could be overwhelming. And I don't know anyone who's made it to the top alone. Every leader you admire, whether entrepreneur or not, has been mentored, coached, or supported. Over the years, I've invested myself tens of thousands of dollars in coaching and in communities filled with people who are also striving for the same things that I am. So getting support, whether through a course, a coach, or a community, will shorten your learning curve, and it will help you stay in the game. So if you want to take action on what you've already learned today, I created your first step framework to help you to do just that. It includes a 17-page workbook that expands on everything I covered here, a business readiness checklist, and a 15-minute profitable idea finder. And it's designed for professionals who want a real starting point to move forward with strategy, clarity, and momentum. You can grab it below for just $17. The link is in the description. So if you found value in this video, please hit subscribe and please drop a comment below to let me know which of these mistakes hit home with you. And most of all, remember this, you're not behind. You're just one step away from building something that's truly yours and yours alone. I'll see you in the next one.